Alright, fellow Slayers, time to look at the final episode of the day, which is As You Were. Buffy is at work, cleaning the grill with a coworker, Todd, who talks non-stop about college and leaves Buffy to finish cleaning alone. On the way home from work, Buffy runs into a vampire. But once he finds out that Buffy was working at Double Meat Palace and smells like it, he tries to escape and is instead staked by an offended Slayer. Finally home, Buffy finds Spike waiting in front of her house. She knows what he's there for, but with Dawn waiting in sight, she refuses to let him follow her into the house. Instead, he persuades her to stay outside with him, and they drop to the grass together. Later, Buffy apologetically presents the not-so-appalling bag of Double Moon Palace food to Dawn for their dinner. Dawn starts waste nice that she can't stand another meal from the fast food place when Will arrives to take Dawn to the Bronze. Willow notices Buffy's rough appearance and grass stains at the back of her outfit, but Buffy believes it'll work in a battle with the vampire. Tired and a bit depressed, Buffy allows her sister to go, but doesn't join them. At the Bronze, Anya's and her snack on chips while agonizing over the seating arrangements for the wedding reception and other jobs they need completing before the big event. Dawn and Willow sit and have drinks while discussing Xander and Anya's wedding and Willow's newly changed relationship with Tara. Although the two are far from getting back together, there's an open door on communication. Meanwhile, at home, Buffy works to remove the grass stains from her coat. The next morning, Buffy wakes up amidst her unfolded laundry to the sound of the garbage truck. She rushes to get the garbage outside in time, but the truck drives away. Jump first day for school as Buffy returns and finds a letter from UC Sunnydale waiting for her. As her sister leaves, Buffy reads the letter from the assistant dean and finds her application for readmission has been rejected because she missed the deadline. At work, Buffy tends to the grill like a depressed robot, with life offering her little more than her fast food job. Todd decides to send Buffy up to the counter while he prepares the food. The first person line, though, is not someone she expected to see, Riley. Buffy leaves her position to help Riley. They battle but lost track of the monster on the streets of Sunnydale. Riley and Buffy pursue his car. The talk of catching up, she changes into more appropriate clothing Riley had brought along. A further interlude shows Xander and Anya having a spat while sitting in traffic. At a jam, Riley and Buffy have further battles and lose the demon yet again. Buffy meets Riley's wife. Sam, as Riley later introduces as her, quickly jumps to the fight with Suvolti demon. Buffy recovers from the shock of Riley being married, and Riley starts to catch her up on his life since she left as they watched him deliver quite a beating to the demon. The demon strikes Sam and Riley, rushes help as Buffy approaches the demon for pain and snaps its neck. Riley shocked that she killed it, and Buffy still finds out from Sam that they weren't trying to kill it. Improvising, Sam takes knives from Riley, cuts into the demon's gut as Buffy watches on, still confused. Sam observes that they're too late, and the three head for Buffy's home, where she'll be safe. Riley mentions Sam's good cutting skills, and because she's a doctor, promises Buffy that they'll take the time to fill her in on everything. At the house, almost everyone waits Riley with open arms, though Dawn is cool with him because of the way he left the last time. Privately, Will offers to take the new wife for Buffy, but Buffy, who's unable to really hate her herself, doesn't want to be petty. Sim and Riley begin to describe the gory details of the demon and the mission, and although Riley's concerned about Dawn hearing about it, Sam sticks up for the teen and she gets to stay with the grown-ups. Sam explains that the deadly Savolte demon multiplies quickly and can destroy towns full of people in no time at all, and has come to Sunnydale to lay a nest full of his offspring. A demonic dealer at Sunnydale by the name of the Doctor is suspected of holding the eggs in exchange for money. Without book of Willow doing magic to help us raise, Willow explains that she cannot. Riley strikes Sam and Buffy to search for the nest while he investigates the dealer. Riley directs Sam and Buffy to search for the nest while he investigates the dealer. In the kitchen, Sam tells Willow about a couple of shamans she knew that got addicted to magic and didn't survive it. She's amazed that Willow is strong enough to beat the addiction, and Willow says nothing, but really takes the words in. Buffy and Sam patrol and talk about Buffy's honorable reputation as a slayer, and, of course, Riley. Sam explains how she met Riley for the first time and how much Buffy mattered to him for so long. Sam questions whether Buffy regrets losing Riley, and although Buffy does a little, she certainly wouldn't try to change things now. As Sam tells Buffy that Riley did get over her after a year, she brings up the subject of Buffy's current love life, and the Slayer dodges that subject. Buffy says they split up and Sam heads off to find Riley, but Buffy aims directly for Spike's crypt. Upon arrival, she questions knowledge about the doctor, but when he has immediate answers, she changes the subject to his feelings of her and eventually pulls him to her for some physical comfort. Later that evening, Buffy and Spike sleep under a blanket together, and Spike wakes to find Riley has walked in on them. The vampire takes the opportunity to emphasize his having Buffy with him. Riley pretends not to care, although he clearly does, and he identifies Spike as the doctor and demands to know where the eggs are. Spike denies knowing anything about the codenamed doctor or the whereabouts of the eggs, but Riley is confident with his information and starts to tear the place apart. Buffy is unable to believe that Spike could be involved, but she really go to the bottom level of the crypt and find the eggs everywhere. Spike's cover is blown. Spike attempts to explain he's holding the eggs for a friend, but Buffy hits him and demands he stop playing games. Spike replies in anger that Buffy constantly plays games with him, and though she knows he is evil, she continues their affair. The exchange words, and as Spike leaves, the eggs begin to hatch. Little demons quarrel and begin to attack Buffy and Riley. The two escape and Buffy throws a life grenade down where the demons are, effectively destroying them and much of Spike's underground lair. With family and friends causing mayhem in the apartment, Xander and Xenia huddle together in the bathroom. Anya spoke to the fact that Xander is interested in Riley and Sam's marriage. Xander reassures her that while he's scared of the wedding, he's confident the marriage will be great and last forever. Buffy and Riley talk privately, and Riley asks her if she wants the doctor to be taken out. Verbally admitting to her involvement with the vampire, Buffy denies his offer and accepts the fact that life sucks and her ex-boyfriend is here to see it. Riley though tells her that struggling with life as a human doesn't make her any less of a woman. Buffy tries to apologize for what happened when he left, and again Riley acts stoic, hiding his feelings. The whole gang gathers to say goodbye to Sam and Riley. While Riley explains to Xander where and how his brief and romantic wedding took place, Sam will confirm that they have each other's email addresses for future contact, although Willis still calls Sam a bitch for Buffy's benefit. An helicopter arrives and carries the married couple off into the night. The next day, Buffy finds Spike in his crypt, and although she doesn't care about his being the doctor, she brings with her news he does not want to hear. Buffy tells Spike that although she has feelings for him, she can never love him. It would be wrong to keep using him the way she is, so it is over. Spike thinks it's their usual routine of playing hard to get, but Buffy's serious and walks out with a final goodbye. So anyway, let's take a look at some continuity surrounding this episode. Xander and Anya are preparing for their wedding of the following week, which appears next episode, Hell's Bells. Willow talks with Dawn about seeing Tara at the upcoming wedding and their relationship progressing, which will indeed happen in Hell's Bells. The couple broke up in Tabula Rasa and will be reunited in Entropy. Buffy receives a rejection letter from UC Sunnydale, having failed to reapply in time. She also missed the deadline to reapply last semester in Life Serial due to her own death. This is Buffy's final attempt at continuing college in the series. She began in the freshman, went to her dorm to take care of her mother and family, and took the rest of the semester off in intervention. Riley returns to Sunnydale, having suddenly left town to join the demon hunting military organization in Into the Woods. Buffy laughs at seeing that Riley still carries the pheromone tracer. She saw him also use at Maple Court and Doomed. Buffy explains to Riley that she's been dealing with some geeks lately, having put the trio in the episode Gone. With the Silverlight demon appearing in public, Riley announces it as a bear. covering supernatural occurrence like the gang of PCP and Schoolhard, a Gaslight and Bad Eggs, and sewer backup, and I Only Have Eyes for You. Catching up with Riley, Buffy says she's going to win because he didn't die, referring to him having missed when she died in the gift. Riley tells Buffy he loves her hair, a reference to her recent short haircut and gone. Anya Will called it adorable at the time, and Andrew confessed he liked it in Predators and Prey. Buffy says sometimes she can't leave her house, referring to her guests being unable to escape during her latest birthday party. And the second night, Willow wears the same sweater that Dawn will wear to school in lessons. Sam has holds a permanent locator spell. Her first time was sabotaged in Goodbye Iowa, but she'll be casted again at the same time, same place. Spectre told that Buffy just needs a little monster in her man. I recalled to what he told Riley in Into the Woods. The girl needs just a monster in a man, and that's not in your nature. In reference to Machine Gun, Buffy declares, "These things, never useful." Flooded, she told the police officer about his pistol. "These things, never helpful." Buffy reinforces this taste as well when she says, "I'm not really a fan of guns, that Slayers don't use guns, and I don't like guns. I keep killing my friends." Buffy calls Spike William when she breaks up with him, which she first did in No Place Like Home, and will get in Disempowered. Buffy ends her relationship with Spike, having began their sexual encounters in Smashed. They will give themselves a second chance 2 years later in Love Dares You, Part 3. Spike mentions the last time he saw Riley, he was getting the juice sucked out of him by some undead ladies. Riley started getting his blood sucked by vampires in Shadow and was caught by Spike and Into the Woods. So let's take a look at some production notes from this episode. Todd mentions a restaurant called Burger World, which has the same name as where the title characters of Beavis and Butthead animated series. So the characters of Beavis and Butthead animated series work. Alice Dinian, the puppeteer who operates the baby demons, also operated the ancient mummy hand in the episode Life serial and the angel puppet in Smile Time. On the widescreen version, during the initial demon chase, the green bar is visible across the left-hand side of the screen, presumably where the screen is cut off for the full screen version. The dam featured in this episode is the real Pecomia Dam in the San Gabriel Mountains, Los Angeles County. This episode marks Mark Lucas's final appearance in the show. During the episode's shooting, Richard Blackwood went on location for the Blackwood Meets Buffy featurette. He was alongside Sarah Michelle Gellar and portrayed Buffy on the legend dialogue she has with Sam. In the interview, Gellar mentions her initial fear of graveyards and discusses about Once More of Feeling in her upcoming Scooby-Doo film. Oh, interesting. So let's take a look at some deleted scenes. This interaction when the demon appears in Maple Court was cut, but the lady was still credited. Riley. National Forestry Service. We got a wild bear. Everyone step back. Guard obeys immediately, getting out of the way, clearing room. One lady looks at Buffy's uniform, quizzically. Buffy. I'm with him. At the Bronze, Dawn will meet some cute guy. Willow. Don't move, just look. Don't move to look. Just letting you know, cute guy, checking you out. Dawn. Headed this way. A cute guy, maybe 16, walks up to Dawn. Taylor. Hi, you're Dawn, right? Taylor, we have bio together. Dawn. You said that I don't talk much, but draw cartoons sometimes wear these really cool cowboy boots. Not that I noticed. Taylor. Do you want to dance? Dawn, casual. Sure, I could do that. And now let's take a look at some pop culture references. Talking about political structure, Todd mentions Niccolo Machiavelli, considered the father of modern political philosophy. Don gives Will an Arnold Palmer, a beverage that combines iced tea and lemonade, named after the golfer Arnold Palmer. Don discusses the concept of zeitgeist, an invisible agent or force dominating the characteristics of a given epoch in world history. Tom mentions President Lyndon B. Johnson and his successor Richard Nixon. Spike reads a novel of human bondage, the same volume Ed had left in a storm in The Freshman. Buffy compares the Soviet demon's breeder nature with the triple creatures from Star Trek, who had the ability to multiply at an alarming rate. Buffy laughs that Riley still carries around James Bond type equipment. Xander calls Riley and Sam Nick and Nora Fury, a double reference to the Marvel Comics character Nick Fury and husband and wife detectives Nick and Nora Charles from the Thin Man film series. Anya compares planning her marriage to staging the invasion of Normandy, in reference to the Allied operation that launched the successful invasion of German-occupied Western Europe during World War II. Sam compares Buffy's literary status with Santa Claus and Gautama Buddha. Spike's vinyl collection includes the country gospel album, The Catter Family Sings, and the soundtrack for the musical The Wiz. Riley references bug hunts, a term used in the Aliens film. And now finally, let's take a look at some goofs. Buffy's rejection letter for UCSD shows her address as 1630 Crestview. However, it's explicitly identified as Ravilla Drive in episodes Angel, The Body, and Dirty Girls. During the scene at the bottom of the dam, Sam says, "We better regroup." In the widescreen DVD version of the episode, she's visible on the right side of the screen and her lips are not moving. When Buffy shoots at vinyl collection in Spike's crypt, the red cover changes as soon as the shot zooms in. As Riley and Buffy walk from the magic box, the camera tracks become visible in the bottom left corner of the screen. So far, I think this episode is pretty interesting, and it was good, at least good to see Riley one more time. So yeah, but also I think it was pretty good that Buffy decided to end her relationship with Spike. So yeah. So overall, I give, as you were, 5 vampire steaks out of 5. Well, anyway, tune in tomorrow or later on the next day or whatever. Or I should probably say much later on in the day as we do the next episode, Hell's Bells. So until then, here endeth the lesson.